Hey everyone, in this video I'm gonna go over what happens behind the scenes of my color detection using OpenCV and Arduino project. To summarize the whole project, in order to recognize colors from a video input, this project employs a Python script using OpenCV. A byte of data is then sent through the serial connection between the Arduino board and the local computer to activate the correct LED. So it doesn't use any Wi-Fi thing, so no sockets or anything like that. It just uses the plain old serial itself. The whole premise of this project is to show how to construct and send data through in a serial connection, as well as how to make a fairly simple but kind of effective color detection using OpenCV. The components are main.py and Arduino code.eno. The main.py is the core code of this whole project, so it's used to record the video, detect colors, and activate the LED in response to those colors. Arduino code is the code that allows the Arduino board to operate the LED by receiving signals from the Python code. To read and send these signals, as I said before, we're going to use a serial port. To run this Python script, you're going to need Python 3.7 or a higher version, and these two libraries. On the other hand, the physical requirements to set up this whole thing is that you're going to need an Arduino board, a breadboard, 2 LEDs, 4 jumper cables, and 2 330 ohm resistors. These are the amounts that I set, because as you can see in here, I got 2 colors to detect, so I'm gonna need 2 LEDs. So according to that, I'm gonna need 4 jumper cables and 2 resistors. But if you're gonna detect more colors or less colors, you're gonna need to change these amounts according to yourself. You can see the Arduino setup in here. Just connect the breadboard and LEDs to the Arduino, just as shown in this image. Next, you're just gonna need to upload the Arduino code.eno file to the Arduino board using the IDE, and we're gonna be over with this Arduino setup. So now comes the Python script setup itself, so the usage of the script. We're first gonna need to clone this GitHub repository, so I'm gonna copy the code in here, copy URL to the clipboard, go down. I'm gonna do git clone and clone this project. After that, we can clear the terminal and go into the folder. So it's going to be Arduino LED OpenCV. Yeah. Before downloading all the required libraries, I'm going to go over and create a virtual environment. So it's going to be python-m env and the environment's name itself. The reason that I do this is not to install all those libraries into the local machine itself, but install those inside the project. So it's going to be easier for me to manage. After creating it, we can activate it using going into env scripts and running this activate file. And yeah, as you can see on the left side, we activated the environment. So now we can easily go or copy this, paste it in here. I'm going to need to remove this and run. This whole process is automatic, so you don't need to do anything manually in here. You just gotta wait. And yeah, we're done for the setup. We don't need to do anything else in here. So we just can do clear and run the Python main.py script. But make sure that you connected your Arduino board to the machine before running this script, or else it's not gonna work. It's just gonna be empty. Nothing is gonna pop up. Right now, I don't have my Arduino with me, so I can't run this script. I'm just gonna close it here. But what happens after we run script is that 3 distinct windows will open. One is gonna display the input in its raw form, and the others are gonna display the input in its color mask form, according to the color mask that we create in here. So now let's go over the code and explain everything. First, I'm going to explain the main.py script, then we're going to go over to the Arduino code. First thing that we do is to import our libraries. We use OpenCV, then NumPy for the arrays in here, and the serial for the connection itself. We first got to initialize the video capture device, and then the serial port for communication with the Arduino board. The important thing in here is you gotta make sure that first, the name of the serial port is the same as the one that you connect to your Arduino board to, and then make sure this number is the same as in the Arduino code file itself. As you can see, it's 9600 in here and 9600 in here, If it's different, nothing's gonna work. Whole thing's gonna crash. So make sure that those both are the same. Next, we just define the color ranges for our desired colors. So I got both red lower and red upper, also green lower and green upper. After that, we have our main loop in here. So this is just boilerplate OpenCV stuff. We first read a frame from the video capture device. After that, we gotta convert the frame to the HSV color space, or else we can't create masks using it. And then, yeah, we create masks for the desired colors. I got both red mask and green mask. We use CV2.inRange function for this, so it takes our frame HSV, then lower and upper color as parameters. After that, we use CV2.countNow0 to count the number of pixels for each color. We're going to use these numbers to check if the color is detected or not. As you can see in here, if I check if the red count is, so if the red pixel count is higher than 1000 pixels, I send a signal to the Arduino board and saying that red color is detected. Vice versa in here for the green. I just send the green color in here, and if nothing is detected, we also gotta send something else, so I just send E as in empty. And other than that, it's just plain old OpenCV stuff. You gotta show the frame. After that, just check for the escape key, then break if pressed, and after that you just release the video capture device and close the window. So now the Arduino code, it's fairly simple. It's just basic Arduino stuff. You just first gotta initialize the LEDs. I got my LEDs on pin 8 and 9. 8 is gonna be the green and 9 is gonna be the red. So I first gotta make sure that those are set on output. Then as I said before, we gotta initialize serial communication just like we did in here. We use the same ID for this. We just use serial.begin. Then inside the loop, after initializing it, we can check if serial is available. So if there's any data available on the serial port. If there are, we're gonna read the received data using serial.read, and according to that data, we can create a simple if-else loop and check if the data is R. In our case, it means red color is detected. So we're gonna set the pin 8 to low and pin 9 to high. Same thing for the green. And if you detect E, so it means empty, we're gonna just set both to low. And yeah, the whole code consists of these things that I explained. It's fairly simple to get your head around it, so it's not very complicated. The showcase of this project is that you can experiment with color detection and hardware control, learn a lot about computer vision. As you can see, we just learned a lot of things. We learned how to we learned how to use the simple OpenCV stuff, how to convert the frame into HSV color space, how to create masks for colors, and how to detect those colors. You also learn a lot about hardware integration. You set up an Arduino board, you set up those LEDs, the resistors, those cables, and overall you expand your knowledge in these areas by using the code and the instructions that I just provided. So yeah, that will be it for this project. Thank you for watching all the way. I'm planning to create more videos like this that explains what goes on behind the scenes of my project. So yeah, again, thank you for watching all the way, and see you next time.